Hey y'all. Welcome to Real Spit Monday. I'm a little early because when you're early, you're on time. When you're on time, you're late. And when you're late, you're just late. So tell some people to tell some people about this live. Invite your friends. Tell somebody to come on up in here. All right. And in the meantime, while we waiting, your girl gonna go ahead and turn on my other light. Just get ready in here. Just giving y'all a chance to give people a chance to come on up in here. Giving people a chance to get on up in here. Time. Come on up in my Real Spit Monday. Come on up in here. Invite some friends. Tell them to come on up in here. Tell them to come on up in my Real Spit Monday. Welcome to Real Spit Monday. We're a little early because when you're early, you're on time. When you're on time, you're late. And when you're late, you're just late. Mm-hmm. Welcome. Let me give me one of these Altoids popped up in my mouth while we wait on people to come on up in here. Mm-hmm. Let's see if my lightning is good. Let's not make it so bright. Turn it that way a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Welcome. Welcome to my Real Spit. It's story time today, y'all. Y'all welcome to type in the chat. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. I was just going to open up a new tab. There we go. I press something. Welcome. Let me invite some people from some other areas. Tell them to come on up in here. Tell them to get on up in here. Invite some people, y'all. It's story time. Yes, it is. It is story time. And then I wonder if I can go to my YouTube and share this directly to my people. Let me try to do that, y'all. Because once I get started on my story, it's just story time. I ain't going to be able to do nothing at that point but tell my story on how I escaped prison. I got to tell y'all how I escaped prison. Your girl escaped prison. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. You. So I was trying to view my page to see, oh, here it goes, showing my live. So I'm finna click on that and share. Copy link. All right. So now I could just put it up on Facebook and whatever. So y'all can just click on the link and go ahead and come on in. Let's move that up there and tell people get in here. All right, y'all. Now my device done connected to this machine. Y'all, I'm gonna learn how to work all that because I think you can connect the device like I somehow it just did, and then I can put stuff up on my screen when I'm doing stuff. That's why I'm trying to go on here because I want to learn how to work. I want to learn how to work it. Work, 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 work. See me, I'm at work, 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 work. So yeah. And let me tag some people. Edit post at highlight at at at. I wish you could just kind of like say all of them. All right. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to my Real Spit Monday. I'm about to get ready to get started. It's 7:58. I start at 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock every Monday. So I'm a little early because I wanted y'all to get a chance to get up in here, invite some people up in here. I'm inviting some people up in here because when I tell y'all, I got a story to tell. It's story time. It's Real Spit Monday. It's my story time, y'all. And Hunte, oops, when I give y'all this story time, baby, it's going down. How I escaped prison. Hmm. And that story deep. I'm gonna get started right at 8 o'clock too, y'all, because I don't want to just keep y'all a long time. And I'm gonna try to shorten the story up as much as possible. So we just don't be on here forever. But definitely gotta tell y'all the story. I do. I gotta tell y'all the story. Hmm. Okay. So I invited some people. Hopefully they'll get it and get on up in here. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Real Spit Monday, y'all. It's 7:59. We start in 1 minute. 1 minute. So I gotta figure out because I see my eyelashes is showing the shadow in my on my face. I gotta figure out y'all how to hook my lightning up, my lighting, where it be on point and don't do all that. But y'all can see me, right? Y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me good. Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me good. Let me know you can hear me good. All right, because we finna get ready to get started. We finna get ready to get started. So this is my Real Spit Monday. Welcome, welcome to my Real Spit Monday. Usually on Mondays, I always talk about something that's inspirational, something that's beneficial and helpful for my people. It's 8 o'clock exactly, so I definitely want to get started. But today I felt like doing story time. Plus, I'm new over here on YouTube, and it kind of gives some people a little bit of idea of who they dealing with outside of just me doing bags, purses, content, acting, hair, all that. Just kind of wanted to give you some story time and some things that I experienced in life. So some years ago, probably about 20 plus years ago, y'all. But anywho, I was in my younger years and I was off up into the music, right? You know, I've been a rapper for a long time and I was the hottest female spitting. And I had already started traveling the world trying to get me a record deal. I had been to all kind of different city states. I had made me a trunk full of CDs and went around trying to get a record deal. I was all in New York, Memphis, Nashville, some everywhere, right? But a couple of places I wanted to go, I didn't get a chance to make it. I was in my car just driving from state to state to state with a trunk full of CDs. My best friend went with me. Rest in peace, Carla. You know what I'm saying? She went with me, and I was just, like determined. One thing about me, I'm very tenacious. When you do watch my videos and stuff, and you go to my page and you check out my stuff, you'll know I'm tenacious. I'm very tenacious. I'm a go getter. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them kind of people. I got to make it happen. You feel me? So your girl was traveling around the world. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make things happen. With my music, trying to get a record deal. So I went down there trying to get with Puff Daddy. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how things happen. But that's a whole nother story. I'm just gonna stick with the scenario from back then. I'm trying to get with Puffy and them. So I'm all down there in New York at his studio. I'm in Nashville at different studios. I'm at like a lot of the major studios. I went to Memphis trying to get my stuff on the radio there because Memphis was kind of hot back then around that time too. Right. So I found myself in Memphis, just a lot of different cities and states. I'm just driving, me and my homegirl in the Cadillac all around the world trying to make it happen. So when I end up getting back at the time, I lived in the Midwest. I lived in Minnesota, but I'm everywhere. And by the time I finally get back to Minnesota after the long trip that we took and stuff. I get back and, you know what I'm saying, things didn't go as planned because I planned to leave and I wasn't coming back until I got a record deal. I was going to get a record deal, right? So it didn't kind of go as planned. So my mission ain't over now because, like I said, I'm tenacious. I'm the kind of person like I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna figure out a way to make it happen, to make things happen, right? So I was like, well, my mission ain't over. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do next? I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do next. So I had a place down south that I always had access to due to family ownership that I could just go to if I ever needed to. It was a little shack type place. Really wasn't my cup of tea. You know, I always been a grinder, always been a go getter. I always had a nice crib. You know what I'm saying? You know, just always was that chick. So didn't really want to go that way, but I'm willing to sacrifice to get what it is that I want. You know what I'm saying? So I was willing to sacrifice. So I'm like, well, let me go ahead and go to the place that I know I got. It's in the South, you know, the Southern states, only because at this time, y'all, Master P was the bomb, you know. What was one of my favorite songs? How you do that there from the how you do that there, right? So I'm like, I'm trying to be where Master P them at. You know what I'm saying? So, and he down south. He in the boot. He in Louisiana. So I'm trying to get down south because I'm trying to run into Master P them. I'm gonna get me a record deal, y'all. I was determined. I'm like, I'm gonna get me a record deal. I'm gonna get me a record deal. So I was like in a place that I had down south was in a small town. The population was real small. I knew wasn't nothing jumping there as far as like trying to get known or get famous from that little town. It wasn't enough activity there. It wasn't nothing but one club, one grocery store, one laundromat. Y'all know them kind of towns. Real small town. Everybody know everybody. Everybody call each other by their first, middle, and last name. Right? Called by first, middle, and last name. You know, when everybody know each other and stuff like that. And I did live there when I was younger and stuff like that, but you know, always had access to be able to go back home if I ever needed to. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of the fact that I got a crib there because I'm making a plan now that I'm back in the Midwest. Like, I gotta go get this record deal. So I was like, I'm gonna go stay at that crib. It is in a small town, but it ain't far. I mean, it's in the South, so Texas is not too far away. You know, certain parts of the boot ain't too far away. I mean, I could still kind of maneuver, and then at least I got a solid place to stay if need be. I got a place to lay my head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and go on this journey. I sold everything, all my stuff out the crib, y'all, from the Midwest. I sold everything, stacked my bread. I was like, I'm out of here, right? So I left and I went on down south to that little crib. So it was another little town that wasn't too far, and I heard a little something through the streets, through the grapevine, that they had this little record label over there, and they was kind of doing their thing. So I was like, you know what? Let me go see what they doing, because I was so confident. Y'all always been super confident in myself, confident in my skills. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm gonna get ready to go over there and see what they up to. Cause from my understanding, it's all fellas on the label. And you know, back then it was like females, one female on every label. Like, she the one who run things. She the female of the label. You know, you don't have 2, 3, 4 females on the label. It's always one. Rough Rider had their chick Eve. You know, this label had their chick so and so. You know, whatever it was, however it went, always one female on the label. And I was like, let me go see what these cats up to, just to, you know, see if I can get something shaking, see if I can get something popping, get in where I fit in while I'm down here. I ain't just want to sit and be mute and not doing nothing with my music while I'm trying to get a record deal. I need to make some noise. I got to make some noise. So I go over to this little town. I go over to their little record label. You know, I stop, I chop it up with dude that owned the label, and I was spitting for him, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? She cold, you know, and I already knew that. You feel me? I already knew that. So he was like, yeah, we definitely can use a female on the label and whatnot. So he ended up pulling me aboard right away. You know, and I was like, well, I don't want to just sign and be on the label, but I, want to do some work with y'all and see what it do. And if it work out, then we will go that route. But until then, I didn't want to commit to nobody, because my whole thing is I was trying to get with a major label, Universal, Interscope, somebody. You feel me? I was trying to get with a major label. But in the meantime, if I could do some work with some cats, that's what's up. Okay, so back to the town that I went to with the little small, little place that I had there. Okay, now I'm there for a minute. Now I'm doing a little work with these cats. I really feel like they wasn't really my cup of tea, because they wasn't treating me like the queen that I know I am. You feel me? The reason I said that, because we started doing shows. We was doing shows, and we did a show in my town. And the only reason why the show turned out to be super on point was because everybody was coming to see me. They pulls up in a limo while they ride past my house to get to where we was doing the show at. You know, these small towns, and they really like no auditorium except in the school. So we had the show in the high school, and the high school got a big auditorium, right? So I knew all these people were showing up because they wanted to see Big Tang. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely that chick, definitely in my town. I used to stand out on the curb on the street and spit flows all the time, and everybody just stand around and be like, you feel me? So your girl already had clout. So I'm on the label, you know, messing around with this label with these cats. We put together a show. We doing a show down in my town at the high school. These cats gonna pull up in a limo and ride past my house and not even pick me up to take me to the show. So I walked to the show, y'all. Even though the school went number 3 blocks from my house, it don't matter. Y'all had to pass my crib. And not just that, I'm the star of the show. How dare y'all not have me pull up in a limo? So after that, I didn't really want to mess with them no more. You know what I'm saying? That spoke volumes to me. Like how that was disrespectful to me. I felt like they disrespected me. So anywho, back to my town, like, you know, word on the street, you know, everything that go on in town, everybody know everybody know everything. So it's these dudes that used to come to town all the time, y'all. And every time they came, they used to just do it big. They'd be at the club, they buy everybody drinks. You know what I'm saying? They'd be up there kicking it. Everybody be all excited to see them and stuff. So I'm like, damn, you know, who is these dudes? And then I heard through the grapevine, you know, they rap. You know what I'm saying? They live in a big city. Them dudes rap. They do this, that, and the other. They got studio. They own studio record label. I'm like, for real? You know, I was like, well, damn, I'm trying to get in where I fit in. I'm trying to get in where I fit in. So I heard they're going to be in town. So I'm finna get ready to go up to the club. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, be where they at. So I get up to the club. I'm just peeping game at this time. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I see him grilled out. Back then it was like, you know what I'm saying? Just grilled out, golds all in the mouth, jewelried up, geared up. I'm like, okay, I see him. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be where they at. Right? So I'm just hanging out. And I'm watching them more so than just approaching them or anything like that. I'm just peeping game, peeping the scene, seeing how they rock. And they rocking just the way I want to rock. It's going down. I'm like, damn, I'm trying to be with them. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be where they at. I'm trying to be doing what they doing. And then they rap and they got a studio and a record label. Oh, shoot, this my cup of tea. So I noticed like the whole, it was a whole little crew of them. And the guy who ran the whole thing, remember, we don't say names, so I'm going to name him Judas. So the guy who run everything, his name Judas, right? And I see his whole crew, his whole clique, everybody kind of like real protective over him too. I'm peeping game. Like everybody, you know, like standing around making sure everything is everything and ain't nothing gonna shake, you understand? Because that they a clique, they a crew, that's how they rock, that's how they get down. You feel me? So I'm like, oh, okay, I see him. I see how these cats, you know, rocking, right? So I was like, should I approach him today? Because I want to approach these. I'm trying to be where they at. I ain't nothing really shaking in this little town I'm at. I'm trying to be in a big city where they at. I'm trying to be doing what they doing. So I didn't say nothing that time. And then I think they missed the next time because they came either every week or every 2 weeks. And I think they missed the next time that they came. They didn't come. And I was like, damn, I was salty because I had been planning the whole 2 weeks, like how I'm going to approach these cats. I'm trying to get down. I'm trying to get in where I fit in. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know, be on a record label. I'm trying to get my rap on. I'm trying to get up in a big city and show them how Big Tang do things. So I was salty that they weren't there. I was like, next time they come, I ain't passing up that opportunity. I'm just going and I'm saying something to them. You know what I'm saying? All that, you know. So a couple weeks passed, they came back. I was like, oh, they're here, they're in town. So, you know, I put on my best little gear I had, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna go on up here, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to blend in, get in where I fit in, you understand? Let them see who it is Big Tang is. So I get there. Keep in mind, y'all, everything look good to you, it ain't good for you. Let me tell y'all how your girl escaped prison. So anywho, back to the story. I just had to remind y'all what the topic is real quick. So anywho, I get to the club. They there already. They doing it big. They got drinks lined up. Everybody, they buying everybody drinks. It's going down. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting my drinks. You know what I'm saying? I ease my way on over to, you know, the guy who run everything. Like I told y'all, I'm going to call him Judas. So I run over to Judas. I'm like, you know, what's up, Judas? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see y'all. Y'all be doing y'all thing. You know, I heard you. You know, you be doing your thing with your music and you got a record label and this, that, and other. He was like, yeah, for sure, peeps. You know what I'm saying? All this, that, and other. He was real slick, real debonair. He was handsome too. He just wasn't my type. So I was only coming at him strictly for music purposes, business. That's it. That's all. So, anywho, we finished chopping it up, we kicking it and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, so what's up? Where you at? Where you live? What's going down with the record label? He said, yeah, I heard about you. You know what I'm saying? I know you got skills on the mic. Spit something for me. So we up in the club and I'm saying? I'm spitting. The beat sound good in the background, and I'm right in his ear, like getting it to him. You feel me? I gave it to him, and he was like, damn. I already knew he was gonna be like, damn, because your girl got skills, right? And he was like, oh, damn, peeps, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? So he busted little flows for me. I'm like, okay, I hear him too. He has skills too. So I'm like, so what's up, in your city, where you from? I'm trying to be where you at. I was being straight to the point. Because mind y'all, I missed him for a whole almost 2 weeks. And my intentions was to get at him the first time, but I didn't want to just bum rush the guy. I wanted to kind of sit back and peep the scene and peep game and see, just how I really wanted to approach him. So this time I wasn't going to miss the opportunity. So now I'm like, I'm trying to be where y'all at. What's up? He was like, yeah, I hear you, peeps. I hear you. We'll see what's up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get back up there, going to the studio this week. I'm like, shit, I'm trying to be at the studio with y'all. I'm trying to go to the studio this week too. Right? But at this time, he didn't just invite me, but he gave me his number. I gave him mine, and I'm like, damn, when he left town, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I really wanted to leave with them. Like with nothing where I was at, just a few people, population probably. If you drive too fast, you're gonna pass the town up. I told y'all, it's one club, one laundromat, one grocery store type stuff. So everybody know everybody. So it ain't really nothing popping, ain't nothing shaking in my town. I'm trying to get my music heard. I'm trying to get out there. So I was like, damn, when he left and didn't leave, I didn't get to leave with him. I was heartbroken because my whole goal was I'm leaving with them. When they leave, I'm going with them. So I was calling him. I was like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Judas? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be where y'all at. You said you was going to the studio, this, that, and the other. He was like, yeah, peeps, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I got to set something up for you, you know what I'm saying? For when you come down here, definitely want you to be on the label and this, that, and the other. So, he was telling me what I wanted to hear, you know what I'm saying? Definitely telling me what I wanted to hear. So I'm like, okay, that's what's up, so I got hope now. I got hope because he putting something together for you, girl. So I got hope. So I'm study sweating them though, because I'm like, damn, when I'm gonna get to go? So they come back to town again. Came like every week. They came back to town again, and I'm like, shit, what's up? I'm like, this week I'm leaving with these. They ain't leaving without me. I'm leaving with these niggas. You feel me? I'm going where they going. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing popping here. It's kind of depressing. A little crib I'm in. That ain't really my cup of tea. That ain't live life. Like I gotta get up out of here and I gotta shake something. I gotta make some move. Now mind you, I got a cat from where I was stayed before. I had that white Cadillac with blue pearls sitting on them things. You know what I'm saying? Your girl definitely always did her thing. So my car dope. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Throw my stuff in the trunk, dude. I could follow y'all. I could be right there where y'all at. So I didn't get to go that time again. And I'm like, damn, they keep coming and they leaving without me. Now they're there every week I'm anticipating I'm leaving with these cats. So one time I was like in between them coming. I was like, what's up, peeps? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be down there where y'all at. You know what I'm saying? I got my own ride. You know what I'm saying? I could drive my car to where y'all at. He said, yeah, I got things together for you, peeps. You know what I'm saying? I got you an apartment, all this, that, and other. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, I got you your own apartment. You know what I'm saying? He had a spot, in this one area where he had more than one apartment in this complex. One was, the way the complex was, apartments was up on top of a hill, and then you drive down and it was apartments all down low and in between. So he had an apartment up top and an apartment down low. And that's how we used to call it. Like, you going up top, you going down low. You feel me? Once I got the, kicking it with them and stuff and living there and stuff, right? So anywho, I was like, well, shoot, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready right now. Peeps, I got my own car, you know what I'm saying? I got a little cash left. Y'all remember I sold everything to get down there. My whole thing was to get a record deal. So my money was running low too. That's why I had to make some moves. But nothing in this town for me to make no bread or nothing. I did a little hair here and there, but it's time for me to go. Plus, I'm really ready to do music. All that other stuff was irrelevant. So anyhow, it was a girl that he talked to in town. She was, really one of his number ones or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But he talked to her and she was trying to be there with him. And she was sweating him about being there. He was like, well, that was my way to get there. He was like, well, you can ride with Tang because she's trying to come. Big Tang trying to get down here. So you just ride with her and y'all come together. That was perfect for me because now I can be there. That was my way to get there, is the fact that she was trying to get there. He wanted her to be there. So her riding with me, hey, we there. So we get on the road. I needed some new tires, y'all. My tires wasn't the greatest, but I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing to take that chance. You know what I'm saying? Money done got low. I had been traveling around the world, y'all. I remember me trying to get a real deal, so my tires wasn't the greatest. But I'm like, I'm trying to be there, so we just finna take this risk, this chance. It was probably about a good 6-7 hour drive. I'm thinking anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, whatever it was. I'm driving. We finna go. So we go. We get there, and he tell me, come down low. So he pulled me down low to show me the apartment he got for me. It was a cute little apartment. You walk in, you know what I'm saying, to the left. When you walk, it was like this little corridor. And when you walk in to the left, it was like some little black furniture, little black couch, a black love seat, little TV and stuff set up there. It was a kitchen table over there. Nice little kitchen right off of where the kitchen table was. A small apartment. You go to the right, it was a little hallway. The bathroom was to the left and the bedroom right on the other side. It was a closet in between the bathroom and the bedroom, right? So I just put my stuff in that closet that was in between the bathroom and the bedroom until I get ready to unpack. So he's showing me around the apartment. I was like, okay. And then he was like, well, we're going to go up top too, because we're going to go hang out with the crew, with the clique. That's the clique that he was with in town all the time. Judas always came to town with his clique. So he like, we're going to go upstairs so you can meet everybody, you know what I'm saying? And we just gonna hang out and kick it up there. I was like, that's what's up. So we go up top, you know what I'm saying? I get to meet everybody. A lot of them I recognize because they all be in town with him every week. Judas and his crew, his whole crew. So I recognize a lot of their faces. Hey, only it was a few extra people there, which was a few females that some of the dudes was their girlfriends. So they lived there too. So up top, it was way bigger though. Huge like dining room area with another room connected to it. Huge living room. Down the hall, it was like 3 or 4 or 5 bedrooms. I don't even know. It was a lot of bedrooms down this hallway. Bathroom, all that. It was real big at the apartment up top. So and it was a pool table in the room where the dining room area was. You sit at a table right here. They had some little weightlifting stuff right there, and then a pool table. So we up there, we just kicking it and stuff. And, Peeps was like, chopping it up with me, you know what I'm saying? And I could tell it's crazy because a lot of men that I meet in my life, they, to me, they do certain things to try to impress me. You know what I'm saying? And I could tell certain stuff that he was saying was really like trying to impress me, but it really wasn't like impressive. But I didn't let him know that it wasn't impressive. I was just, like, yeah, for sure, kind of going with the flow already, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So we start shooting pool or whatever, and the female that came up there with me, she with us too. I don't know what she said or what she did, y'all. But he got up, and when I tell you Judas put them hands on that girl, when I tell y'all, you would have thought Mike Tyson was whooping. And then whooping on one of them things that fall down and get back up, the things that got the weight at the bottom and you can hit it and it'll bounce down, them plastic things like that. Because that's how it was when, in the future, when I would see him do certain things to females, they wouldn't even fight back, but it'd be like down and up like that damn bobble thing. And I was just tripping. I was like, the way he was, I was like, say peeps. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if you got to do all that, maybe you don't even need to be with old girl. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still trying to be friendly and trying to be cool and trying to, make it where, you know what I'm saying? Say Judas, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, say, man, such and such ball in the side pocket, in the corner pocket, whatever it was, anything to try to distract him from not Mike Tyson and this girl. She just a girl. She a little chick too. Like, dude, calm down. Hold him up, swole him up. Right? So that was done or whatever. So, trying to make a long story short, but I kind of want y'all to know the whole thing on how I escaped prison and how this whole thing had ended up happening in the first place. So once again, everything looked good to you, ain't good for you. Remember I told you they was looking good, gold jewelry, all this old stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be with them. So anywho, she ended up moving around. A lot of stuff took place in between, but we still hadn't went to the studio. I'm like, say, peeps, when we going to the studio? Y'all know I'm trying to get to the studio. I'm ready to do some music. Oh, we going, peeps, we going. I got you. So about a week or two come past, he done got me the crib, food, groceries, all this stuff. But he kind of be down there damn near more than me, but he had a whole nother house with a whole wife. Judas had a wife. The girl that I brought down there, that was just one of his side chicks, right? So he didn't spend a night at the house that he got for me, but every now and then, because I think he kind of already had this house. He just said he had it for me, this apartment. I think that was his spot to duck off to be with this different side chicks because that's what he would be over there with. And I'm like, I thought this was my place. I want my privacy. I want all these side chicks up in my crib. But obviously, it wasn't mine. And then with me seeing the way he rocked and I was watching the way he was treating people, he would, tell niggas, he would tell dudes and everything, go take them clothes off, go get in the room, nigga. I bought them clothes. And the niggas do what he say do. And I'm like, I couldn't believe how people would just oblige and the way he was just treating people. And they was just with it. And I was like, damn, this dude is crucial. He wild as hell. Judas, wow. So I kind of was just peeping game because I didn't want to outstep my boundaries and end up in a situation. Mind y'all, I'm in a big city with these people that I don't really know no lot about. So as we study hanging out, I finds out that he got siblings and stuff, right? I met his brothers because they would be up top. I met his brother because they would be up top at the apartment and they was down with the crew, the brother and the friends, the cousins, whatever. But I didn't know he had sisters. So when I find out he had sisters and we went to one of his family functions, I grew up was one of my best friends, one of my old friends from back in the day. His sister, I was like, damn, for real? Like, so it was cool. It was crazy because now we reconnected. I'm like, hey, girl, whatever, woo, woo, woo. So we reconnected. So we all ended up going out to a club one night. And he was real protective. It was crazy because Judas was real mean and real controlling with everybody around him. But at the same time, he was real protective too. Because we would go to the club and I get ready to dance or something. Somebody asked me to dance, say, baby, you want to dance? You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. And he'll send the fellas out on the dance floor with me, like, you know what I'm saying? And just stand there while I'm dancing with a person. Because if anybody get out of line, y'all already know what to do. That's how they rocked. So at that time, I was feeling kind of special. Like, damn, I had my own bodyguards and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. I had my own bodyguards, everything cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little impressive. So then all of a sudden, everybody finna get ready to go out of town again. Remember I told y'all they go every week or every 2 weeks, whatever it was. This has been over 20 years ago, but I remember everything so clear. Some things I might be a little off. I think it was every week or every 2 weeks they went out of town. It might have been every 2 weeks. It might have been every week. I'm thinking every week, though. Or they will go every week sometime, and sometime they'll skip and only come, a couple of weeks later, nevertheless. Anywho, it was time for them to go out of town. It was like, peeps, you going out of town with us? And I know how they kick it when they go out of town. And then I knew people out of town. So to just step up in town with them kind of make me feel like, you know what I'm saying? I got clout too. So I'm like, for sure. So we going in more than one car. They tell me I'm going to ride in this car. You drive, you take this car. We going in this car and all this, that, and the other. So I'm like, okay. Now in the car, come to find out the reason why they go back and forth is because, they the man, they the people down there. So the car I was driving had the supply in it, right? So I went on ahead and, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that really wasn't my cup of tea. That ain't what I came here for. I didn't really come here to be transporting or none of that. I came here to be in the studio and to do music. I came to be in the studio and to do music, but he got me this crib. I don't have no money. So he tell me, don't even worry about it, peeps. We good. We do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pay you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you some bread. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, shit, I can use the bread. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take this trip. I'm going to go ahead and, drive and make this thing happen. You know what I'm saying? So I drives, I make it happen. We get back and he give me a few $100. That kind of trip, that's all it's worth is a few $100. He was like, peeps, I got you. I'm paying your rent. You know what I'm saying? I got your groceries and shit. You ain't got to worry about none of that. So that's just a little pocket change for you, for looking out, for being a part of the fam. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay. All right, Juice. So I was like, well, I ain't gonna never do that no more. I can find another way to get my money on because a trip like that, if you just pay me what a trip like that is worth, I'll get my own rib. I'll get my own groceries. I don't need you to do that for me. So I peeped game on what that was. So we get back. I'm like, what's up, peeps, with the studio? My whole thing is I'm trying to get to the studio. You said y'all be in the studio all the time. What's up with the studio, peeps? I'm ready to go to the studio. So he like, we going, peeps. We going. I got you. Don't even trip, peeps. We going to go to the studio. I'm writing the songs and telling them my new spits. I'm thinking that's going to really make us get to the studio faster. We never go. Y'all, mind you, these trips taking place quite frequently. And I noticed, you know what I'm saying, I'm becoming a whole highway trapper, a whole deliverer, like, and I still ain't been to the studio. I'm like, this ain't really what I came here for. So he used to always, I found this out later. I didn't even notice at the time, y'all. He used to always call a psychic before we take these trips and see if it's safe to take the trips. So there's one time we was finna get ready to take the trip, and the psychic told him, no, y'all don't take the trip because y'all gonna get pulled over. So he was like, didn't want to miss his money, real greedy type guy. So he was like, no, we're going to take the trip. We just going to do it a different way. You know, you're going to outsmart the people. So he told the fellas, y'all going regular like y'all do in the car. And I'm going to send Big Tang on the Greyhound with cookies and collard greens. I'm going to send her on the Greyhound with cookies and collard greens. Y'all. So you good, peeps, you good. Tell me how it's going to work, where to put it, what all you do. I'm a big girl, mind you. I was bigger than what I am now. So I could put stuff under my belly, stuff under my breast. I can, you know what I'm saying, make it happen. So I felt kind of obligated because he provided my place to stay, my roof, my food. But this ain't what I'm on, though. But, you know, I feel the manipulation. I feel being taken advantage of. So I'm like, you know, say Judas, you know, I just really want to go to the studio. This ain't really what I'm on. Just do this for me, peeps. You know what I'm saying? Woo, 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 this, that, and the other. So I'm like, okay. Kind of like I said, I kind of felt obligated. I watched this man all in between beat people down. When I tell y'all crucial beat downs, pistol whoop, all kind of, you know what I'm saying? Just thank God that a lot, because the things that he was doing to people, he could have easily unalived somebody, and all of us would have been a party to the crime because we didn't stop it or call 911. And the way he used to be whooping on these females and some of these dudes, man, it was a whole nother level to it, man. So I already knew kind of like how he played the game. So I was like, I really don't want to have no encounters with this dude, but it was crazy because he was like putting me in a position where I kind of like felt trapped. I'm making enough money to just move around and get my own stuff. That's what he wanted, you to feel like you need him. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like stuck, you know, because if I made enough money, I could just move around. I could just make something happen. I'm in a big city now. It's all kind of stuff going on here. If he ain't gonna let me get in his studio that he said he got, I'm gonna get in somebody's studio. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in the city. I'm in the city now. I got my own car. You know what I'm saying? It's on and popping. So we had me take this trip, y'all, across all these state lines on the Greyhound. The fellas on the way there, they did get put over. Mind you, they did get pulled over. Our bus did a couple of layovers before we get where we going. While on one of the layovers, y'all, here come the police with the dogs. Mm-hmm. Here come the police with the dogs, y'all. I was on the bus. Nervous to the motherfucker. I was on the bus. I was scared. I was like, oh my God, here come the dogs. And they coming on the bus. So time, they finna check under the bus first. I know they coming on the bus. I know the dog's coming straight for me. So I'm like, I gotta get off this bus. So y'all, I get up. They got the dogs under the bus at the time. I get up. I'm like, I need to go in here and buy me something to eat or something. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking as I'm walking off the bus so the bus driver won't suspect I'm just trying to burn off because the dogs was there. So I go into the bus station. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? What I'm going to do? You know what I'm saying? What I'm going to do? I gotta figure out what I'm going to do. I don't want to go back out there on the bus. Oh, well, check it out. Before I even as I'm getting off the bus, I skipped a very important part. As I'm getting off the bus, the dog up under the bus searching the luggage, the officer holding him with the chain. When I get off the bus, the dog come up off the luggage and look towards me, and the officer smacked the dog on the butt and said, check that luggage, boy. And I'm like, in my mind, like, yeah, check that luggage, boy. But the reason the dog came off the luggage because he smelled me. So I'm walking faster just to get away from where I know the dog smelt me. I know he did. That's why he got off the luggage. So I'm in the bathroom inside of the bus station, and I'm like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to get back on that bus. I'm not getting back on that bus. And then at this time, and if I ain't mistaken, you had to put a quarter or 50 cents or something to get in the bathroom. At this time, you had to pay to get in the bathroom. But nevertheless, in the bathroom, it was these bags hanging on the back of the door for your sanitary napkins or for Pampers, and they was thick plastic. And I was like, man, and I was sweating. I had been sweating because I got plastic on me already, but with all these cookies on me and stuff. And I'm like, probably turned up myself, probably turned up, ain't no telling, nervous, paranoid, everything, but probably all in my pores and everything. I'm like, well, if I put this in another plastic bag, because they was real thick bags, y'all, I was like, maybe I can conceal the smell. And you know what I'm saying? And I was already sweating, so I wiped the sweat off from up underneath my stomach, under my breast and all that, and I'm rewrapping the cookies, and I'm like, put them up, put the cookies up. I'm rewrapping the cookies, and I put them up, and I'm still nervous. I'm scared to go back out there. Like, I don't want to go back out there because I don't want to go to prison. But at the same time, I'm dealing with a cat that I see some of the things that he done. I don't want to be in a position where he like, where's this girl at with my cookies and my collard greens? You know what I'm saying? And then I end up in a whole nother situation. So it was just like a whole situation upon a whole situation, y'all. So I come back out the bus station, and I'm looking around. I see the bus that I'm on. I don't see the police, so I'm thinking they in the bus. They own the bus, searching people now. So I'm scared to go back to the bus. But I look to my right, and I see the guy in the door walk. It was damn near a nice long block, kind of far away, long block. He was putting the dog back in the car and getting in the police car way over there. So I was like, whew, they done. So then now I can get back on the bus. So I get back on the bus and we pull off. I'm scared. I'm hoping that that wasn't no setup and they still gonna come after the bus or whatnot. But y'all, that's how I escaped prison. And it wasn't me, it was God. When I tell y'all God kept me, I was supposed to be gone. Y'all, I probably would have still been gone. I probably would have just been getting out. I probably would have been doing 25 or more from going state to state. That would have been a charge for each state. It would have been a charge for the amount. It would have been trafficking. It would have been attempt to sell, deliver. It would have been a lot. It would have been a lot. But God already knew the whole thing, and he kept me even when I didn't know how to keep myself. I was in a whole situation, y'all, and that was crazy because I escaped prison. But I ain't going to take the credit. God kept me. He saved me. He saved me in that situation. But let me tell y'all the aftermath after I escaped prison. So I get to where I'm going. I get off the bus, and ain't nobody there to pick me up. It's still another 35, 40 minutes to where I got to be for this guy, for Judas. So I get off the bus, ain't nobody there. But at this bus station, the police, all of them, they there, the sheriffs, these small towns, that's how they work. So I'm not going to go in the building because I probably smell like everything. I'm nervous, I'm paranoid, don't know if it's still a setup. I'm already sweating and already going through something, already paranoid and everything else, right? So I'm like, no, I'm just gonna sit out here. And it was this brick wall, a brick wall like that you can sit on. It only came up so far where you can sit on it. And it was hot outside. And Lord knows I ain't want to sit outside with all that on me. It was hot outside. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to your girl, hit the like button. But I was like, well, I don't want to go in, and it's hot out here, I know, and I really didn't want to be out there with all these cookies probably melting and everything, up under all this meat, up under all this fat. But I was like, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there because it was too many. It was all them kind of cars outside. I'm like, they all up in there. I'm not going in there. I'm not taking no more chance, no more risk. I'm just gonna sit out here. And I didn't want to sit out there. And back then, it wasn't like you can call people on from a cell phone. So I had to go to the payphone. After a while, I waited for about an hour. I'm like, where they at? They know or they didn't expect me to make it. Did they think I was caught up? Did they not expect me to make it? You know what I'm saying? Because why ain't nobody here to get me? So I go over to the payphone. It was payphones at this time. And I'm calling, fam. And I'm like, what's up, Pete? What's up, fam? So, you know what I'm saying? Where everybody at? Because I'm sitting here. Oh, they got pulled over. And so that was the delay on somebody coming to pick you up. Just hold up. We got you. We going to come and get you. Well, when? So, y'all, I sat there for about 2-3 hours. Somebody finally came and got me. We get back to the town because they was already hot. They was already hot like on fire. They was on fire. They was already on fire. They was already hot. So I had a crib there. Mind y'all, I had a little crib there. So at this point, the plan is, since they already hot, I'm gonna go ahead. Don't nobody know I'm in town. Nobody know I'm here. Let's keep it like that until we get rid of, you know what I'm saying, these cookies and stuff. So I'm going to the little house that I stay in. So the fellas, I'm just in the dark because I don't want the lights on. I don't want nobody to know I'm there. I'm just in the dark. You know what I'm saying? So they coming and grabbing stuff as need to. And I'm like, don't tell nobody I'm here because, people come over and probably unalive you for that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially knowing I'm there by myself and a female. So I'm not trying to do that. So finally, you know what I'm saying, the last of it gone, so now I can come out like, I'm here. Big Tang is in the building, baby. So, I come out, I'm kicking it or whatever. So after all that, we finished everything. The next couple of days, we end up going back home. So now I'm calling this big city's home. So we end up going back home. I get home, y'all. I get down. I just want to go down low, take me a shower. I mean, it's been a long trip. It's been terrifying. I really just want to do music. I really didn't come down here to be no baller, no D girl, no cookie girl, no baking cookies and cooking collard greens and cornbread. I didn't come down here to. I didn't come to do that. So at this point, I'm just wanting to, take a shower. I just want to relax. It's been a long trip. I almost just went to prison. I just escaped going to prison for a long time. I just escaped going to prison. I kept me. So I goes down to the apartment down low. Guess who there? Judas. Judas is at the apartment down low with 2 females. So I walks in. He like, oh, what's up, Harry Pete? I'm like, what's up? On the table, it was a whole bunch of collard greens. He was like, go ahead and roll up a couple of those, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, cool, because I'm thinking he might think, I want some. I wasn't thinking it was kind of like at that point, like a demand or nothing like that. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's what's up. And I know how he like them. He like, how you buy blunts, that's how big they be. That's how he like his roll. They damn near look like you bought it without ever taking the tobacco out. That's how he like his rolled. So I go over to the table and he done taught me how to roll them over the time that I was there, the way he like them. So I roll a couple, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, after I finished doing that, I get up. I really wasn't feeling like doing really none of that on the cool. I just wanted to take a bath, climb in the bed or on the couch or something, just relax. I didn't know he was down there. Everybody was up top. Up top was always packed. It was always jumping up top. That's where you kind of damn near go kicking and have fun. So I didn't want to go up top. I really wanted to be down low. So after I finished doing that, you know what this dude told me? You know what Juice told me, y'all? He did his hand like this. He said, go make us some daiquiris. I said, he talking to me? Mind y'all, all this time that I had been hanging around him, all the stuff that I seen him do to other people, I had a conversation with him. I skipped this and I shouldn't have because this was very important in this whole scenario. I had a conversation with him one time. One thing about me, I don't never try to front nobody off in front of nobody. I pull people to the side because, people be reacting off their egos and then they're trying to do something to you or do certain things to you just because other people around are watching. So they react off their egos. So I wasn't going to front them off in front of everybody, but I did pull him to the side one time. Me and him was by ourselves. I was like, say, peeps, I want to chop it up with you about something. He was like, what's that? I said, I peep how you do a lot of people. I peep how you do people. I just want you to know that the very first time you do me like that, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't work like that. I ain't nobody flunky. I don't get down like that. You feel me? Now, with the trips, it was manipulating behavior that he put down to where it seemed like it was my choice to go. Y'all know y'all can type in the chat too, just so you know, like it was my choice to go. So it wasn't kind of like he forced me or treated me like a flunky. It was my choice. So he told me, go make some daiquiris. Mind you, when I got in, he gave me, I think it was $300, but I was like, 300? What's this? What's this, peeps? He was like, oh, I got you, peeps. I paid the rent. You know what I'm saying? The bill. Always the rent, the bills. Like, I just went on a public transportation bus with cookies galore, a backpack, a book bag, full of collard greens. You gave me 300, 300. So I'm already at this point where, oh, it's a wrap now. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to go to the studio no more. I got to get away from this cat. I got to get away from this dude because he obviously don't know who I am or just really playing me shady as hell, right? So I got the 3 in my pocket already. This was before, or in between me making the rolling the collard greens up and making the daiquiris. So I got my little 300 already. So I go make the daiquiri. When he said go make some daiquiris, I know how he is. And then these females here, I ain't really got time for this dude to be putting his hands on me. I ain't really afraid of what he'll do. I'm really afraid of what I might do back to this cat. You feel me? So, because I ain't finna just accept that. So I was like, let me go ahead. I'm gonna just go ahead and make these daiquiris so I can move around and I'm up out of here. Because I told this nigga one time. I told him one time. One time. It take one time, nigga. One time. So I go in the kitchen. I'm mad though. I'm already mad about the 300. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I'm trying to find a logical place in my mind. Like, he do pay the rent. He did got me a crib. He do buy me food. We go places. You ain't never got to go in your pocket wherever he take you. You know what I'm saying? But I don't need him to do that for me. Just give me the money I earned from what I did, and I'll get my own crib and my own groceries in. Because that was definitely should have been over a $2,000 lick. What that I just did. Over 2. You know what I'm saying? So for me to get 300 when I almost went to prison, who do that? So I'm in the kitchen making the daiquiris. Poured 3 daiquiris, him and the 2 chicks. Brought them their daiquiris in. They're real nice with a smile. Here y'all go. Went to that middle closet where I put my stuff. Never did unpack it out the middle closet because he was always in the room with females. So I didn't like to lay in there no way. I didn't want to lay on that same bed or none of that. I used to sleep on the couch a lot or sit up in the chair. You feel me? So I go in the middle closet. I grab my stuff. My Cadillac outside, y'all. I got my own car. It needed some tires that he was supposed to get when I first got down. And remember, y'all, he told me he was going to give me some tires. Never did get the tires. So I go out to my Cadillac. I don't even care how bald my tires is or none of that. I got a car, which means I got a place to stay. I got a place to damn stay. So I got my stuff out the middle closet. I took it out to my car, threw my stuff in the trunk. He come outside like, Peeps, what's up? Where you going? I said, say, my nigga, I told you one time. I told you just one time, Peeps. One time. You understand? I'm good. Deuces. I got in the car, pulled off, and that was a wrap. I escaped not only prison, but I escaped him too. I got away from that whole situation because guess what I would have been doing next week? If I would have stayed there the next week, I would have been doing the same damn thing. Never did go to the studio. Never did do no music. No, none of that. So all of that to say this, everything that look good to you, it ain't good for you. And be careful of these manipulators and stuff because I'm going to tell y'all something. We fight not against flesh and blood, but against spirit and principalities. And when I say that, it's so real. Have y'all ever seen the movie Fallen? You know how in that movie, them spirits be jumping from body to body? Time is on my side. Yes, it is. And that spirit be jumping. That's how it is in real. That's how it is in real life. The demons, the enemy, devil, that's real. And they be jumping from person to person. And the reason they be after certain people, because you be chosen, you be a light, man. You be a light. And evil and the devil, those demons, they attracted to light. Darkness is attracted to light. So you think you done escape one situation and all that thing did was move to the next person. Time is on my side. So you think you're getting away, and because we don't fight against flesh and blood, but spirit and principalities. So keep your eyes open, keep your armor on, stay watching, because people out here be wicked, man. They be having hidden agendas, ulterior motives, and somebody will set you up in a minute. Anything to make you fall before them, anything to make you feel me? So be careful, be mindful. If a person ain't willing to do certain things they own self, why would they want you to do it? Why are you doing it? If this situation that they trying to put you in a situation that don't do it. Think about the consequences behind everything that you do before you do it. Because if those consequences come, are you willing to face those around every action that you do? Sorry about that, because behind every action is a consequence. If you ain't willing to face that consequence, don't do that action. 9 times out of 10, if the person who putting you in that position, if they not willing to face that consequence, don't do that action. Because why they got you doing it if they won't even do it? Why they got you doing it if they won't even do it? So all I'm saying is just be careful who you surround yourself with. Be careful who the friends that you choose. Be careful the people that you pick to, because the enemy will use anybody. And a lot of people be being used and don't even realize that they be being used. But when the enemy, he come to kill, steal, and destroy, especially those things that he know is great. And I'm great. I'm chosen. I'm selected. And when he know is great and he know is chosen, he trying to come at you from every shape, fashion, or form to try to bring you down, to kill, steal, and destroy. I know you ain't supposed to say that word, but I'm quoting it out the Bible on what the enemy do. To unalive, steal, and destroy. That's what the enemy come to do. That's what the enemy come to do, y'all. So just be careful, man. Because he move just like that demon move on falling. That's how he move, man. So nevertheless, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. If you came in late, go back to the beginning of the story so you can hear the whole story on how I escaped prison. How I escaped prison. All right. And make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell some friends to tell some friends. Y'all know I'm new over here on YouTube, but I've been here a long time, but I wasn't doing content like this. It was back in the day when I was posting my rap stuff. So y'all can confirm that because I talked about some of my rap stuff at the beginning. So if you go to my page and you scroll down, you'll see that I was posting stuff over 10, 15 years ago. So I'm back here. I'm back at it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on some content stuff. Make sure you go to my website because I also have merchandise. Check out my merchandise. Jalu-cosmetics.com. Jalu Cosmetics. There's one of my bags in the background. That's a tennis shoe bag. It's a backpack. I do unisex bags. I do body butter soaps. Go to my website. Check out my products. Check out my merchandise. You know what I'm saying? And support your girl. Support Black businesses. You know what I'm saying? Show me some love, y'all. Show your girl some love. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I'm going to get up out of here. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure, once again, you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And chat with me next time. I don't see anything in the chat. I don't know if the people who was here said anything because I posted in the chat and I see my writing in the chat. But y'all welcome to chat with me, talk to me because I answer questions. We can definitely do that. I answer questions. I talk to people. I communicate with people. I ain't one of them kind of people. I'm definitely not one of them kind of people. So you can definitely chat with your girl. Once again, thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for coming in and hanging out with your girl. And I will see y'all next time. Now, I'll be on here. Y'all remember yesterday I was doing my bag. Well, I'm almost getting finished with it now, y'all. I'm almost getting finished with this duffel bag. I put the pockets on, the handles halfway on. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So I might come back on and finish the bag with y'all. Not tonight, probably tomorrow I'll finish the bag. We'll see. I done did that in between working and all that kind of stuff, getting it done. But yeah, just to go live and do some of my sewing at the same time so y'all can see me work that while we chop it up or whatnot. But I love you guys. Thank y'all loyalty. You know what I'm saying? I'm loyal to you guys. I said I was gonna stop saying love because love don't love nobody. You know what I'm saying? Love, every time somebody claim to love you, them be the ones who hurt you. You know what I'm saying? But I'm loyal. I'm definitely loyal. Loyalty don't do you like that. So loyalty, y'all. Loyalty. Deuces. And now I gotta learn how to stop it. End stream. Oh, there it is right there.